Hello, I'm Lizzy.
And I'm Izzy, and we need help.
Each week we stumble through a new book, method, or concept that might take us one step closer to being our best self.
Yes, we make fun of ourselves.
And others.
But mostly just ourselves. So here is to seriously not taking self-help quite so seriously.
Hey everybody, I'm Lizzy.
And I'm Izzy, and this is the We Need Help podcast.
We are here to enlighten you about self-help being a complete shit show for everybody. And
we're basically here because we've discovered through our weekly conversations just as friends that it was about 1 billion times more helpful than therapy, which we loaded, we've spent so much money on over the years.
Thousands of dollars on therapy, unbelievable amounts.
Self-help books, self-help videos, self-help retreats.
Oh, retreat!
Yes.
Oh, the retreats. Oh, I've had crystals. I've had Reiki. I've had needles put in my body. Not heroin. That's Izzys. That's Izzy.
Too soon. That's in later episodes. However, yes, I went through the less traditional self-help. I went straight to hard drugs. I'm like, this isn't working, Eckhart Toole. I need something else.
Oh, I love when people mispronounce his name. It's so good.
So it's like Jake Gyllenhaal, Eckhart Toole. Like all those guys need to start a club.
Yeah.
Geigenhall, yes. Gyllenhaal. Anyway.
Gyllenhaal. It's like Carl Jung, Gong, Junga.
None of those. For Oyud. We've blamed our parents. We've blamed our spouses. We've blamed our dog, our cat. We've blamed everyone, and we've come down to this. It's on us, and we're here to make your enlightenment easier. Yeah, we want you to join us every week as we dissect a different self-help book, method. It could be a spiritual book, anything that is intended to help human beings. We are going to read it. We are going to try it. We are going to review it. We are going to pass.
We are your crash test dummies for self-help.
We are.
Yes, we are.
That's what we are.
And here's the deal. We will try anything. We will, we are like a sure thing. We're like a prostitute that is like addicted to all the drugs. We will do anything.
That's a beautiful analogy. I can't wait for my parents to hear that one.
Metaphor.
That's not real.
My metaphors are more like golf, like metaphor. Duck. Cover, take cover. She has a metaphor.
So yes, so that's why we're here, and hopefully, we did discover this. So for a little background, Lizzy and I have been friends for about 10 years now.
1,000 years, yes.
1,000 years, and we have a weekly call just to catch up. It was just like a shoot the shit catch up call.
Well, for a while there, we were calling it we were holding each other accountable for our goals. And we did.
It was like an accountability. Yeah, we
nailed
did.
That. We nailed that.
Nailed it. And we discovered that these weekly calls, just shooting the shit and being hilarious and presenting to each other what we thought of different things that we were trying was
everything we were trying, helpful. Everything we were doing, everything that we were failing at. You're going to hear a lot of failure in this podcast.
Yeah, mostly that. And it all goes back to our favorite quote, which is, if something's worth doing, it's worth doing badly. And it's by a guy named D.K. Chesterton, which we'll get into later. But anyway, we're doing this because we love it. Just done.
Yeah, so we're just like, we want to take all the pretentiousness, all the righteousness, all the ridiculousness out of trying to be a better person, because what it really comes down to is falling forward. And sometimes you scrape your knees, sometimes your friends behind you videotaping the whole thing and you go viral. But this is going to, enlightenment and becoming a better person should be funny. And for us, it's been hilarious. And we wanted to share that with everybody.
Yeah. So, and cheaper than therapy. So that's the bottom line. For me, I have a Jewish background. I'm like, whatever, wherever the savings I could pass on to you. So if this is the cheaper option, I'm going for it. Lizzy,
she's chief in charge of all accents, just so everyone knows.
I hope I offend. But anyway, Lizzy, why don't you tell our listeners who you are, where you're from. Tell us a little bit about you.
My name is Lizzy. I was born I'm Irish. I was born into being a hillbilly. I don't take offense to that like most people would, but I was born extremely poor. My mom was a single mom. My mom and dad had a War of the Roses breakup when I was 2. And so I've lived this beautiful life and I have 5 younger sisters. I had a brother who passed. That means he died, for those of you who don't know. I've experienced a lot of being shattered in my life, and which has allowed me to sparkle. And just, I think that I'm here because of my resilience and my rising from the ashes, and through being funny and gathering all these fantastic people like Izzy. Izzy, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Well, I am a Polish-American woman living in Warsaw, Poland.
I live in Naples, Florida now, by the way. Naples.
Okay, yeah. And I live in Warsaw, Poland, and the story, how I got here, will be covered in a future episode. But long story short, I came to Poland to go to rehab, which is a super great story, which we're not going to go into now. So I'm in recovery. I've been recovered for quite some number of years here, so I'm sober. I'm living in Poland, and I'm a coach. I'm a life coach. I'm a podcaster, which I just think is so much cooler to say.
You're a vodcaster because this is on YouTube, bitches.
Primarily a podcaster. And I've also been through, Lizzy and I, we connect on find the humor in your pain level, because I've had, drug addiction, cancer,
the
moving.
C word.
Yeah.
The bad, not cunt. Cancer, bitches.
Cancer survivor, drug addict survivor. I live in Poland now. It's,
she survived Poland.
I'm surviving Poland. I'm currently surviving Poland. So it's just, there's been a lot of stuff. And
you are a survivor. I love that about you. Yeah.
So are you.
You're the coolest.
So are you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I survive myself every day.
I know. It's like, I'm fine. Like, the people around me, they're the true survivors.
Yeah, seriously. I wear a ribbon for them every day.
Yeah. So anyway, we're here, and we're really excited. So, I mean, I'm curious, though, do you have any fears surrounding this project, this podcast, what we're doing?
My number one fear is that my father is going to learn how to use his iPhone and get podcast on it and listen to me roasting his ass all the time. I love you, Dad. And I'm afraid that I'm going to offend my entire family and everyone I loved by being honest and true about my feelings, because my sense of humor isn't always taken. I'm a tough pill to swallow sometimes. I offend people. Sometimes my way of looking at things, when I came into my 18th year as basically shattered on the ground, like the universe just took me and fucking threw me down. And so my perspective sometimes is a little funny or weird or offensive. And I think that I'm worried about offending the people I love, royally. But so I'm letting that fear fuel me, and just I'm severing all those relationships now. So I'm just protection. You've got to do it. You got to put your oxygen net mask on first.
Yeah.
And fuck everybody else.
So spiritual.
Thank you. What's your biggest fear?
That's a good question. I think the same. I feel like when I think about it, I just see my family's faces, just like staring disgustingly at their phones. So I think it's about, I don't want to hurt the people I love, and I hope not to. So I think that's
a different
fear.
way to take it. Like, I'm just planning on it.
Yeah, I'm going to do it for sure. But I do love my family, and I just, I guess there's a fear that we're going to suck. But,
I think we are going to suck sometimes, and I think we're going to be fucking amazing sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that just like everybody else, everybody fucking sucks sometimes, and everybody's fucking amazing sometimes.
Yeah.
And as long as we're being helpful, and we're helping ourselves first, and just enjoying ourselves, and that's all we can do. But I think we should align with sucking for a lot.
Yeah. Just like I mentioned, our favorite quote, it's if something's worth doing, it's worth doing badly. Yeah. And I really feel like this is in my heart, just
like, what's the best case scenario for you? What's the best case scenario?
I mentioned to you this morning, because we talked, we exchange messages sometimes, and
we do talk.
And this morning because I do have a regular job as well, and I was doing a sales training, and I was preparing for the training, and I was thinking, I hope I'm awesome. And then a thought came into my head. I don't want to be awesome. I want to be helpful.
Yes.
And being awesome will be a byproduct of being helpful. So if my focus is being awesome, that's not helpful. If my focus is being helpful, the byproduct is awesome. And that's what I'm hoping for. And
I love that so much. And that seeped right into me, because it's like the best case scenario is that one person feels less overwhelmed by becoming a better person. Less, in whatever way, shape, or form. We're going to be reviewing everything from spiritual, on extreme levels, to physical, to sexual, to frickin' any and every kind of self-help that we can do. Anything that has to do, and it can be super overwhelming, but if one person can feel better, and more, and take it a little bit lighter, I think we're that's the best.
Yeah, my ultimate goal is that somebody can just, for a moment even, not take themselves quite so seriously, and that has gotten me through. It's got me through
everything.
Life. Everything. Yeah. So
I agree. Yay. I love that. So each week we are going to be reviewing these books. We're going to be fucking hilarious. We're going to be helpful, which is going to lead to being amazing and awesome. What else can we expect?
I think what our listeners can expect is that we're going to be sharing a lot of our own experience, and hopefully it'll be helpful. We're just going to have our own take. We're not going to be sharing, this is the way it is, but we're just going to be sharing our personal hilarious take on how we experience these books.
Yep.
These methods.
And I'd like to personally ask for everyone's forgiveness now.
Oh.
I don't mean anything I say.
Yeah. Just don't take us too seriously either. So hopefully it'll be entertaining. That's another thing. Let them be entertained. So that's it.
Are you entertained? Oh. No.
Can I be Joaquin Phoenix in this? In this scenario?
I am just impressed that I just got a Gladiator quote, and I can't believe this just happened. I'm going to be able to, I'm going to brag about that all day long.
All right, let's do it.
Okay,
all right, everyone. So we're... That's it. That's what we're doing.
So that's it. So welcome to the We Need Help podcast, and we are so looking forward to getting help in front of you.
Yeah. We need help. Hopefully so do you. We all need help. We all
need help. We're getting help. That's what we're doing. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Rate and follow us if you like us. If you don't, please don't.
And come visit us at www.theweeneedhelppodcast.com. There you can find show notes, links for books. You can join Audible, which is, how we actually read our books. We listen to them. And we have special exclusive content just for you. Also, feel free to subscribe to our Patreon account. That's where you can support us financially because we need it. And it can be anywhere from $1 to $100 billion a month, whatever you can afford. And the link to our Patreon account is www.patreon, and that's spelled patreon.com/We Need Help Podcast. And you can support us on there. We would really appreciate it because we do need help.
Awesome. And we will see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Thanks,
Bye.
loves. Bye.